Continue our coverage of the 2016 general election with a trip to Onchan, constituency reduced in area, in keeping with the new template offered by the Boundary Review. David Quirk has been member there for a decade. Prior to that, he was member of the local authority since 1990, chairman twice, 63, married with a family, stood unsuccessfully in 86, 91 and 2001 before being elected. He served in transport, agriculture, trade and industry, education, infrastructure, the Office of Fair Trading. Currently, good morning to you, Mr. Quirk.
Morning, John.
Thanks for joining us. You're constantly engaged in politics. You are a frequent visitor to political radio programmes. What's the attraction about politics?
I don't know. I enjoy it.
You must confess you are but actually fascinated by it.
Yeah, both. I supported Manx Radio years ago when once it was going to be sold, and that was a hiatus that the population got behind the radio station, because it is, as well as others, our national station.
We thank you for that, but we can't be any easier on you for that reason. You have been part of the government for the last 5 years. How many marks out of 10 would you give your colleagues in that time?
All of them. I don't know. We've probably got about a 7, and I'll tell you for why. Because we've addressed the issues, and some of the colleagues in the House there, what I've done is have not been populist politicians, which sometimes people are, but we actually made decisions and we've come to some conclusions that we've had to make for the benefit of the nation.
Have they all been the right ones?
The majority of them have. Maybe one or two have slipped past the net a little bit, and that's the.
Which ones would you say have been the bad decisions?
For my own particular person, I was probably hoodwinked a little bit about Vision 9. That was one where we should.
You voted for it?
Yes, I did. We were taken along, but we were given briefings. We were given excellent briefings on what was going to happen. What I didn't support was having the TT off Ireland. That's a no. It stays here.
You feel the Isle of Man is not too reliant on one sector? What, not reliant on too much on finance?
No, it's not. It's very broad-based, and we don't have space in.
So further diversification is not required?
Well, no, there always is an ideal time for diversification. We've always got to look over the horizon, look what's coming along, new technologies which are coming there, new innovative products that may come along, and maybe attract some of them to the island, because we have a great workforce, great training schemes on the island. Our workforce is very adaptable, as far as I'm concerned, and that's being a trade unionist as well.
You've been involved in a long-running argument over the closure of Onchan squash courts when a dance school took over. That doesn't help when the MHK is involved in an argument with the commissioners, does it?
John, I can't talk too much about it because
I realise that, but it's not good. Just generally, it's not good.
No, but at the end of the day, the reports are all out there. Gratefully, Mr. Hamilton's come to a resolution on some issues there, and clarity's come about. But what we will have in the future, which will be really great for everybody who's a ratepayer, is the Timil administrator. It was passed in the last House, so in 2016, there's going to be a person there, it could be a male or a female.
You say this is a spin-off?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It needs to happen. We need to have open and transparency, not only in government, but in local authorities as well. And ratepayers need to make their members accountable.
The Onchan Stadium. What do you see as the future for the Onchan Stadium? It's
a bit up and down. It was sad when I left in 2006. It was going to be a velodrome for cycling. Plans were afoot. British Cycling Federation were there. They came over, said, yeah, it's a good place, but we've gone.
What now, though? What do you see as its future?
I still think it could be pulled back. The biggest issue I've got with
as a velodrome,
the state. Well, a combination of that. I called it years ago there a mini NSC, which it could be, because the population need it.
Finally, you don't think the government should get involved in the steam packet as far as nationalisation of any sort is concerned?
There are lots of things we shouldn't get involved in, and history tells us that when we had Manx Line, Sherwood, all those other issues. Government are not the best people.